Yo, man, it's Detrick, man. Giving a shout out to NewFreeMixtape.com, man. Definitely. Philly in the house.
It's NewFreeMixtape. We're hanging out with Detrick, Stage Tech. He's worked with some of the biggest people you heard of and some of the people you didn't hear of. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. You know, just chilling right now. Actually at work. In this rehearsal right now with Common up at Center Staging, which is like one of it's the #1 spot, period, to come to for artists, you know what I mean? They'll come rehearse if you just need backline, that whole nine, which is, you know what I mean, like percussion. You got percussion stuff, drums, keyboards, all that kind of stuff, man. They supply it all, man. Center Staging, Bristol. Holla at Nick or Pete, you know what I mean? If you ever need to do any kind of shows, any of that, definitely holla at Nick and Pete, Center Staging, man. Philadelphia, Bristol. It's up here in Bristol, but Philadelphia, man. We got this on lock here.
Okay. So how long you been doing this?
Like 6 years now. It's like about 6 years.
Okay. So what got you started in this business?
I started off as a drummer, man. You know what I mean? I've always done it or whatever. I had an accident happen. Couldn't play anymore. When that all happened, I moved over into another aspect of it. I mean, it's more to the game, to music than just being the guy in front playing the drums. You know what I mean? I'm now on the opposite side of it, where I make sure this stuff go where it needs to go. I make sure everybody has what they need. All this equipment you see in here, these belong to like some of the top artists that y'all cats is listening to. This is Pharrell stuff in here, Kanye stuff is in here, Jill Scott stuff is in here, music soul, everybody, Boys the Men, you name it, their stuff is here. And I'm one of the cats that's responsible for their stuff being here, getting where it needs to go, and you know what I mean, working right when they get there. That's like, you know what I mean, what I do here. That's pretty much my thing here.
Okay. So you say basically you handle problems and make sure things get done.
Right. I try to make sure we don't have any problems. The biggest thing is to make sure you don't have any problems. So my job is to try to make that be as smooth as possible. On the backside, when you get to a concert, there's way more to it. I'm the guy that plays a role in the concert that you see. I'm the guy that's behind making sure that the drums are sounding right, that you can even hear the drums. You know what I mean? That's me. That's my role in it. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, I mean, so tell us like how a concert starts, like basically, you know, from day one, pre-production type stuff.
Day one starts in a room with a bunch of people sitting down talking about even doing a concert, finding the money and the budget now, you know what I mean? Okay, let's just say it like this. You just got signed. You got signed now, and they willing to put a little money behind you, you know what I mean? You got your record out, you done sold a couple albums, you know what I mean? But now you got to hit the road, because all your money ain't getting made on CDs and all that. You know what I mean? The other side is hitting the road. If you're an artist who uses a band, that's where I come in at. So when the tour starts off, we all sitting at a table, cool, this is what needs to happen. I'm not even at the table yet. We're talking about just the artist and her label people or his label people or whomever. You know what I mean? Who are going to be actually paying for the situation. Okay. They got to get together and now say, okay, we need to put the team together to make this tour happen. So that list is so long, it's not even funny. You know what I mean? From your bus drivers to your booking agent to your I mean, just your road manager, your production managers, all of that. You know what I mean? The people that's going to take care of your merch, selling T-shirts, CDs, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? All of these people, you have to get the right people on your tour so your tour can run the way you want it to run, which is smooth, no problems, and as easy as possible. You know what I mean? And from that point, they start making the calls. That's where my call come in. Okay, Detrick, we need you. You know what I mean? Because we have our band. They got the band that they're going to use. You got your band. You put your band together. Cool. All right, now you need a guy to basically like babysit, you know what I mean, your band and make sure everything is set up correctly. Like you have guys which are endorsed, like you know you got your athletes that are endorsed with the sneakers and all that kind of stuff. Cool. They cats here are endorsed with clothes as well. You know what I mean? Billionaire Boys Club, that's one of the cats that endorses here. Mitchell and that's right here in Philly, they endorse us. They give us hats and T-shirts, you know what I mean, stuff like that. We get all that kind of stuff. But like I said, you know what I mean? You get to me. I'm the guy who now we have the band and all that. All right, it's my job to find out who's in the band, once I know who's in the band, what they use, all the things that they use, which is if there's a drummer, I need to know what kind of drums he uses, his sizes, the dimensions, the kind of skins he wants, the cymbals, all of that. I have to make sure all of that is there and it's working correctly. He has what he needs, you know what I mean? If we're going to be out for 6 months, I need to make sure he has 6 months worth of everything he needs for that tour. Okay. And that's just the drummer. Keyboard player, same thing, you know what I mean? Make sure he has everything he needs. It's going to be wired, set up correctly. I'm the guy that has to remember all of that stuff has to be set up the same exact way every day. You're the guy that has to just know this stuff. If something's not working right, you have to be like that on, you know what I mean? Jumping out there like, okay, this, all right, no, just troubleshooting. You got to be able to troubleshoot immediately. You know what I mean? Something goes wrong, you just have to be able to do it. And it's not an easy job, you know what I mean? But it's not a hard job. It's a matter of just knowing what you know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you know your job and you know that thing and that's what you're there for, please be able to do that job. You know what I mean? Please be able to do that job.
Sounds like you had a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It is fun, but you know what I mean, you got your days where you just like, man, I'm ready to just go ahead and fly home. I'm good on this tour. You know what I mean? Because the stress level get kind of it plays with you because you deal with people every day. You're dealing with like different faces outside of the people that you're traveling with already. You're dealing with like just every day your stage hands. You know what I mean? Loaders, all of that kind of stuff. You have to deal with that every day, but it's another set of guys. No matter what city you're in, what country you're in, any of that. Like there's another set of guys you have to deal with every day. So it's fun, and then it has its days where you just like, you know what I mean, like any other job, it has its days.
So what's been your favorite tour so far?
Man, this Jill tour we just did, man. One, working with a Philly, you know what I mean, a Philly artist who has reached the level that she has, you know what I mean, like that's one thing. She was that was definitely a great tour I just did with her, which was the Real Thing tour, which just dropped. She just sold 2 million records. Big up to Jill. Definitely Philly love. You know how we do. You know what I mean? But that was definitely that was one of my I had the most fun on that tour, I can say.
Okay.
Definitely. That was a great tour, man. Worked with some real great musicians, you know what I mean? And just a nice family we grew into, you know what I mean? Cats from everywhere. We had cats from Atlanta, you know what I mean? Of course, we had our Philly cats there, you know what I mean? In every aspect of the tour, from the top all the way on down, you know what I mean? To the lowest cat on the totem pole. But that was a great tour, man.
Okay, so like, what makes a good tour?
It's hard to say, like, you know what I mean? Because you never know. What makes a good tour is to not have a tour get canceled. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes a good tour. Good tour is when you're constantly working, where your show, every day your show is just running smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like, your shows are, and it's not all, like I said, it's not always smooth days. You know what I mean? You have your days where it's just like, you be on your like, man, I don't know right now. You know what I'm saying? And then you just have your days where this is all the musicians walking in. This is Common's band walking in right now. As y'all can see, doing an interview right now for one of the rap mixtape joints. For real? They doing, you know what I mean, like Smack and all other joints.
NewFreeMixtape.com.
NewFreeMixtape.com.
Oh, well, bless the Lord.
That's Smurf right there, man. One of the most blazing keyboard players, organ players, period, man. Hands down, that would be him. But you know what I mean? Like I said, a great tour is just a tour that's just running smooth, man. Like that's a great tour. A tour that's just running real smooth. Everything is running right. Man, it's a nice oil machine. The tour bus is cool. Your hotels are cool. That's a great tour. Like that's a great tour. You know what I mean? It's little things that make a great tour. Okay. It's not big things. You know what I mean? It's little things that can make a great tour or a worst tour. Like the worst tour ever. You know what I mean?
Man.
You be having your days, man, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It's the road, man.
And a band that vibe together. It's good to have your homeboys on tour with you.
Yeah, it's always great, like, you know what I'm saying, to have your homeboys in every aspect, you know what I mean? That's one of my closest homies, you know what I mean? We go shopping together, we chill, like, all of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's bigger than just when we here doing this job, you know what I'm saying? Like, we chill outside of this catwalking all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, yeah, like, I mean, that's the great part about tours, you know what I'm saying? You get a brotherhood, you get a bond, you know what I'm saying? You meet people that you may not have ever met before. You know what I'm saying? You meet them, you out on the road, you know what I mean? Next thing you know, y'all just chilling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Y'all become like family. It's more than friends. It become more than just like a little, you know what I mean? That's my homie when I see him. No. We call each other outside of work. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, cause it's just that kind of relationship that you build with people, man. You on a tour bus living with some cats for a year. You don't have no choice but to either love or hate that man. That's it. You can only either love or hate that man. That's it. That's all that's going to happen after a tour. Or during the tour. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's a great experience, man. It's more of the experience about it, man. You know what I mean? And like I said, just for me, I'm just on another aspect of like this music game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in the front part. I'm not the star guy who's out there. Everybody's not going to be a star. You know what I mean?